Thousands of nurses all coming together in Austin for Emergency Nurses Week. That's going to be happening on Sunday, but right now there is an education and networking conference that's taking place. And to talk more about it, we have Emergency Nurses Association President-elect Mike Hastings. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being on with us.
Well, thanks for having us here. We're super excited to talk to you guys about what's going on here in Austin and leading up to next week of Emergency Nurses Week.
That's awesome. So the big focus here is all about emergency nurses. So what makes an emergency nurse different than any other nurse?
Yeah, so an emergency nurse is that nurse that you're going to encounter on your worst day of your life when you're having a medical emergency. So you'll see them in the emergency departments, you'll see them on the flight teams coming to bring you from a remote area into a bigger city. So we're the front line when you're having that disaster from a natural disaster standpoint, or it's just a personal medical disaster. If you're having a heart attack, a stroke, if you broke a bone, we're the ones that are there on the front line taking care of you.
All right, very intense situations happening there. I'm sure the training would reflect that.
Yeah, and this is our conference that we're having here this week in Austin. So it's an amazing opportunity to give our nurses that across the country and actually internationally. We have about 12 different countries that are here represented as well. So we're making sure that they have the training and tools and resources they need. So when they go back home, they can take care of the patients.
And so what can people really take away from a conference like this? Why have all these nurses come together in one spot?
Well, so the emergency nurse, they see everything from the whole continuum, from the pediatric patient, the newborn patient, to the person that's taking their last breath, right? And so we need to make sure they have their tools and resources needed to provide the best care possible. And so that's what this conference is all about. We have over 200 educational offerings for our nurses. So no matter what venue that you work in, if you work in a big academic trauma center to a small rural place, we have training for you.
And what are some big takeaways?
So we have some big things around disaster preparedness, and how do we prepare? You just talked about the flu. How do we make sure that the nurses are ready to take care of the flu epidemic we know will happen? And so from that to your basic, your stroke patients that are coming in, how do we manage those patients? There's trauma patients that are coming in, the opioid epidemic for the overdose patients. How do we make sure they have all those tools and resources they need?
And so we have this conference that's happening now that people can be a part of, and I'm hearing that it's sold out.
It is sold out.
It is online.
It is sold out. So yeah, so we have members that can actually do some things remote to view in if they're unable to be here with us. But yeah, we have over 4,000 members right here with us, and we're at capacity for a convention center. So
right, that's a good thing, right?
It's exciting. We'll take it. So
a lot of nurses that are going to be trained on how to deal with emergencies.
Yep.
So on top of this conference happening now, there's also Emergency Nurses Week that you're getting ready for. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So Emergency Nurses Week is next week. And so this is an opportunity for our members and their hospitals really to celebrate the role that emergency nurses do every single day and providing that the best care possible for our patients. And so it's a way for us to highlight that amazing opportunities.
All right,
so yeah.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about this, and I'm sure a lot of people will want to tune in because they can't get there in person.
They can't get there in person, but they can watch online.
That's how we do things now.
That's right.
All right, thank you so much for being with us, Mike. We'll have more after the break.